Alright, so this video will be a thriller showdown between the world's best AI models and coding agents. As you can see, I have Claude Code, OpenAI, Gemini, and DeepSeek from by Pi Coding Agent. And I'll be breaking down exactly where which model excels, and based on your use case, which one should you prefer? Because this is the future, and if you don't know the use cases, the model excellence, where does it excel, the pros and the cons versus the cost versus the use case, you will never be able to make a call for you, and you'll be always stuck. So I decided to just let's do this final showdown. All of them are paid accounts. Specifically, the Claude Code is a $200 subscription account. OpenAI Codex is a $100 subscription account. DeepSeek is filled with the paid credits. And Gemini, though, okay, Gemini is also connected with my Gmail account, which has the $25 subscription, right? So we'll be using the best model, and we'll be seeing where these models excels, my honest recommendation, how I use them in my workflow, and then how I set up my pipelines and workflows to automate most of the tedious stuff and most of the stuff that I do for our clients and for our businesses, right? So it's going to be super cool, super crazy. Let's get started without wasting a single second. All right. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm not going to judge them based on like, oh, this is taking that much time and all that, because let's be honest, when you're going to use them as your personal assistant and your personal agents, you really don't care, because you're going to literally run this thing while you're doing something from your mobile devices, which I already covered in the previous tutorial, so make sure you check that out. But the idea is like how well they understand your query, how well they understand your need, and how well they utilize all the skills that they have in their arsenal, and then the quality of the work, and then how one shot they are, right? Like, in that means that you don't have to keep telling them to fix something, right? And then what are the pros and cons, and recently like by their official company, right? What they have said and stuff like that. So let's get into it. All right, so first task, we're just going to create a sample professional solar roofing website. All right, so I'm just going to do Claude Code, and I'm just going to say create me a solar roofing website. Actually, it should not be solar roofing. I'm just gonna delete everything. Let's use the create me a professional roofing website. All right, I'm just gonna say it here as well on the Codex. Create me a professional roofing website, and I'm gonna go to DeepSeek, which is running by Pi Coding Agent. Create me a professional roofing website, and I'm gonna come here and say create me a professional roofing website. Right, I'm just gonna enter, 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 and enter. Let's see. That's it, right? That's it. These guys are now going crazy, and they're activating some skills and whatever it is. I'm just gonna allow whatever. Now this, what you're seeing right now on your screen, might look like some crazy technical mumbo jumbo, and I am also like trusting the process and just going with the flow. I'm not even like like looking at it what it is saying. I'm just like, okay, do whatever you want. Okay, so Gemini 1 is asking me, do you want, so first question is a really good one. It asked me, do you want residential, do you want commercial, or do you want both? That's a good one. I like that, right? Instead of thinking from its own, it's asking me. So I want commercial, let's say, right? Let's see. And then, okay, there's another thing. It is asking me, do you want the quote request form, do you want the project gallery, or do you want the testimonial section? So I want, can you do both of them? Actually, let's do testimonial section, right? So I'm just gonna come here, I'm just gonna hit enter, and then hit enter. Okay, can I select it? How do I go? Okay, what's the name of the roofing company? Interesting. So I'm just gonna say XYZ Roofing. 1 second. XYZ Roofing. Let's say I'm gonna hit enter, and I hit enter. Okay, it's starting, right? So DeepSeek is okay. So DeepSeek is also saying, so what it is saying, some of what we are working on might be easier to explain if I can show it to you on a web browser. No, man, I don't want it, right? No, I don't want on a website. Please just create me the professional website that I asked you for, right? That's simple, right? Let's see. So all right, so let me just hit enter. So Claude Code is already telling me that, hey, do you want to create an index HTML? It actually went and created it, so that's crazy. So I'm just gonna say yes, allow all edits on the Claude code. Now this is your Codex is saying I'm going to create a roofing website, static site beside the existing Slack package. It will be a real roofing imagery, responsive services, and all that. Now, why? Okay, so DeepSeek actually went ahead and asked me the question: what kind of roofing business is this? This is a commercial roofing business. That's it, right? And then I will analyze the cost as well, right? So okay, next question. What services? Okay, this is nice. So DeepSeek is also asking me questions instead of guessing it, right? What service does the business offer? So we offer roof installation, roof repairs, and yeah. All right, cool, awesome. So I'm just gonna cancel this. Next question. What's the business name and do you have a tagline or slogan? Oh, interesting. Business name is XYZ Roofing and we don't have a tagline. Let's see. Let's see what's happening with here. Oh, your Claude code has actually went ahead and already created a website without asking me anything and is asking me to open it on a browser. I'm just going to open it on a browser. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. I just asked it to create a website. I just asked it to open it up. So this is what your Claude code did. Nice. Summit Ridge Roofing. Completely guessed it, right? Which is okay. It's okay. Services, wires, process, work, reviews, free estimate. Let's see the free estimate. This is the single page website, static website. Nice. Okay, nice. That's it. And now it's saying what me to swap with the real photo placeholders, wire the form to email submission, or change the company name, colors, a specific branding. After creating everything, it is asking me. So that's interesting. Now the DeepSeek one is asking me, where is the XYZ roofing based on and what area do you serve? It is based in Texas. And then, yeah, let's see. It just created a tax, but I guess it's okay. It's fine. Okay, so your Gemini actually went ahead and gave me. I have designed a strategy for XYZ roofing that targets the commercial market. The site will be a modern single page React application design. Blah 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 blah. Does this strategy align with your vision for the site? If so, I'll proceed with the finalization plan for formal approval. I will say sure. Awesome. Okay, so DeepSeek is saying my recommendation: single page modern hero website. It's a sweet spot for professional enough. My recommendation. Okay, does it give me like any other? Okay, actually, it gave me three recommendations, three approaches. So it's saying single page modern website, multi page professional website, and service focus. I want multi page website. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now the Gemini one is asking me like, okay, I'm going to ask you for the approval to run the commands. I'm just going to say, hey, just automatically accept the edits, right? I don't want you to keep asking, right? So that's nice. I'm just going to keep it. So what's happening with our Codex? Codex has been silently working on something. Okay, so it kind of shared the DeepSeek one actually shared the plan. So it's saying hero, get a free quote, services, about us, project, contactor. Does this page structure look right so far? Yes, it absolutely looks great. Go ahead and do it. Implement it. All right. So now it is also saying the Gemini. It's saying I want to allow an execution set. But it's just like a command execution permissions. I'm just gonna allow it here. And then the Codex guy actually went ahead and found some sources, found some sources of the website, and it has actually finished everything, right? So I created a complete website. So okay, can you please open it on the browser? So it went ahead and it found the images from Unsplash and all those free no copyright issue thing, and then it's just like uh like okay, doing it right. So okay, so cool. The browser skill is reference. I don't know, just do you want to open the roofing website in your default browser? Yeah, 100%. Open it, please. Okay, so this is the Codex one. We're gonna review it. From the first looking, it's looking pretty good, right? So so your DeepSeek is still asking me question, getting all the intelligence. Looks good. I'll start building now. Sure, 100%. Please proceed with it. All right, cool. And then it's saying, what is our Gemini saying? So Gemini, I have successfully created a professional website for you. The website is a high performance. Okay. Okay, so it has already created. Can you please open the website on my browser and show me? Okay, cool. So first website we got from Claude, which we have to spend so much time now to for it to edit it without the information. Most amount of information DeepSeek took from us using Pi coding agent before it actually went ahead and creating it. We haven't got the result yet. The Codex one is already created, found the websites and everything. So that's the thing. And then now your this thing, your Gemini is also has created. So Gemini is also it's created, and then it's asking me for running some codes. I don't know why, just a simple HTML. They need to open it on the browser, but it's still taking so. I mean, still asking me for permission. I don't know why. Maybe my prompt was like, do something with the browser or something like that. But that's okay. I'm just gonna let it be like this. All right. So let's see. It's adding some TypeScript. DeepSeek is still working. In the meantime, let's review the web. Let's review some of the site. Right. So this is the Claude Code website, right? Simple, basic, no imagery, guesswork filled in, right? But fast. This one is Codex, still not my business name, which I can ask it, but a little bit better imagery. But still the imagery is not like my imagery, like but still like decent, right? I mean, it's again the judgment call. You tell me, guys, right? Which one you like? But then I will share my thing. So just so you know, Cloud Code is running a $200 subscription. I'm gonna downgrade it probably very soon, because the decision they have made. I'll let you know. Codex is running on a $100 plan. DeepSeek is again, it only took like 0.016 cent per in the credit so far what it has been creating. And then let's just see this one, right? So the Gemini one should open up now. My browser, it's just asking me some tools access and everything just to open a simple website. And then by the way, this is just the website example I'm showing you. I have since they came out, right, all these tools and everything, right, I've been playing with them a lot aggressively, every use case that you thought of, right, building agent skills, applications, web applications, probably created like 20-30 application used by real users, right? So I'll be giving you my advice and what I feel like, but I just want you to see. Okay, so this is what your Gemini looks like, man. I mean, okay, looks pretty basic, honestly, right? But that's okay. Anyway, so all of them, no additional skills involved here, right? All of them had the same access of computer, same device, same skills, and same everything, right? I just want to show you, right? So I'm just gonna wait for here. So this is Gemini, this is Codex, this is Claude. So far, I like Codex burst, and then Claude, and then Gemini. Gemini is like really, this guy spent like, and that's what I feel like, honestly speaking. uh, Gemini, from my experience, has never been so useful for me. That's why I never went ahead and took their, like, they excel in, your View 3 use case or your Nano Banana and stuff like that. But for a coding perspective and agentic perspective, they're just not that smart. And let me actually show you, right? Let me just actually show you. I'm using the best of the best models, right? So if you just, I do slash and then I just do model, you will see I'm using like the best of the best, right? So still it's just the thing it is, right? One model is defined, one model is designed for one specific use case and stuff like that. So that's the thing, right, with Gemini. So with Gemini, if you ever plan, that's my first advice. If you ever plan to use Gemini for your agentic approach, it's not that great. But where it excels, right, is the cost effectiveness in your application. So if you create a web applications, and then we also create web applications, right, and then we actually connect it with our apps, and we want the fastest, cheapest, affordable, scalable, we do use Gemini API, right, for purposes, not for agentic purposes, right, for purposes, basic purposes like prompt enhancement, prompt writing and stuff like that. So this is what your okay, so it I didn't even need to say anything about, by the way. I didn't even need to say anything to DeepSeek. It took 0.030, like 0.03 basically, and then it already opened up XYZ roofing, no imaging, nothing like that, which makes sense, right? For this one, it makes sense because it is not connected. So DeepSeek model is not connected, does not have the web search access, right? And it still can't do, like, for example, things that your Codex and Claude Code could do, because you would have to. That's a thing for another topic, another lesson, where I'll show you how you can completely eliminate using Google and everything for your search things, and how you can connect your agent with free browser so they can pull information from internet as well. We'll talk about that. But this is the Codex, this is Claude Code, this is Gemini, and this is DeepSeek, right? So design wise, speed wise, I like Codex, right? Let's be honest. I like Codex. Claude Code, okay for a good wireframe. Gemini, not at all. Pi coding agent specifically with DeepSeek, if I like that it went ahead and then it kind of, asked me for multi-page website and get code. It has a proper form, like a number. If I would have given it, right, for example, if I would have given it like an access to like internet, because DeepSeek can't access internet, right, as a pi coding agent, that the hardness agent we are using here, it might be better, but that's the thing. So first place Codex. Claude Code, I would put it as a second. Then third, I would put like DeepSeek, with the amount of information and amount of pages and the accurate information, so that I don't have to redesign it. And then Gemini is like last, right? I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Now, let me actually tell you one thing very interesting and one thing very powerful, right? Which is with Codex, right? And that's what a lot of people don't understand is Codex has a $25 plan and the Codex has $100 plan. Okay, with Codex, what I found issue sometimes to be is it overthinks, right? I mean, you ask it to do one thing and it will overthink on it, right? Which sometimes becomes like, it's a good thing, right? But sometimes it becomes like unnecessary thing for a simpler question. Another thing that I want to answer is Codex actually comes with the image generation technology as well. Meaning the GPT image that you can generate with ChatGPT, you can use Codex as well. So that gives a plus 1 point to Codex as well, right? Which Claude Code, which even Gemini also does come with Nano Banana, but I haven't tested it honestly fully. So, but still, you would have to, get to a similar plan subscription, and for the same comparison with Codex, I just feel like it's not that, not up to the mark, honestly, right? But where Gemini excels is when you're creating applications, web applications, right? And you want cheaper, affordable, scalable, on demand, without breakage, right? You are creating a web application, you want some LLM to connect with, then Gemini excels because it's cheaper, right? And DeepSeek, with the cost of it, where I found DeepSeek honestly is from the base, right? DeepSeek with the Pi coding agent, it's not a good platform to edit things from the base. That means if you already had an application running or created, or a website created, and you want to make changes there, cheaper, faster, like, less breaking things, I found DeepSeek much better there. But if you're asking it to create it from the like beginning scratch, not at all. Considering DeepSeek has, like, they're giving 75% off on all the credits, and it was temporary for the next month, but they've now literally made it permanent, right? Like, permanently you can use DeepSeek with a 75% off, and the cost is crazy, right? And then Codex, again, right? If you want to build from scratch, and if you really care the aesthetic, and then you just like, hey, I want aesthetic of the aesthetic and the beautiful things, I should not be doing again and again, and I want it to be perfect, and I want image generation capabilities as well inside it and everything, Codex is the way to go. Claude Code, is a very interesting one, right? So first of all, Claude Code, they have been playing a lot with their your limits and everything, right? And then you have to have either $25 one or $100 one or $200 one, even though I have running a $200 one, right? Our goal is to use it as an agent, right? That's what ultimately we want to use these LLMs, these models, and these agents as our personal assistant, right? So I right now I'm running everything on Codex and DeepSeek, mix of them, right? Unfortunately, Claude Code, and I don't know why they made the decision from Anthropic, they have completely, right? Let me actually show you 1 second. This is what I was talking about, right? Is starting of June, Anthropic is separating the Claude subscription into a chat first party tools and a separate tool, and which is the actually a tool or like a topic, a debatable topic in the developer community, right? Because they are not liking it, right? So what they're saying, right, Claude Code, and this is like, that's why I'm myself also switching completely from Claude, only for this reason, right? Claude used to support the agent SDK and the Claude dash P. That means, you know how we used, like, you can like run these headless Claude sessions, and then you can use them from your phone using Slack or thing. They are saying they are not going to allow it. Now they are not saying exactly that. What they're saying is they will draw a dedicated credit pool, and this actually sucks, right? So think about this. You have $100 subscription, okay? And you have $100 subscription, and what they're gonna do is, just 1 second, sorry, got a call. Anyways, so what they're saying is like, okay, if you want to use $100, $200 from a chat, from a Claude desktop application or whatever it is good. We're gonna let you do it, right? But if you want to use it like as a third party tools, like, as even running as a Claude P, which is headless sessions, we are going to give you a dedicated pool equivalent of your subscription, right? So that means if you have $100 subscription, we're going to give you $100 worth of API credits. The problem is that in one session or in 2 days or 3 days, with the amount, how expensive their credits are of Claude, you're going to run out of them in like 2 days, right? So that's not useful. So that's why it sucks, right? So that's the thing, and that's why there's this news coming out, right? Is Microsoft is canceling their Claude Code license, which is like crazy, right? If you think about it, right? And let me open up a different thing. So which is crazy, right? Because Microsoft literally came yesterday and they're saying we are actually closing and canceling because it is a hell expensive, right? And that's the name of the game, right? Is more and more people are realizing these tokens are, people are in this token frenzy world. It's like spending millions of dollars of in tokens, right? And in API credits, and ultimately previously they were much more productive and get the work done, and now they're just getting in this loop, and the agent builds something but breaks another thing and stuff like that, right? So that's the thing. And let me actually go back to my terminal again. So here's my idea for you, right? And a long-term picture for you, right? Relying on any of these models is not gonna make, again, these are just tools. These are the pitch that you get from all these big tech companies. It's basically like, okay, agents are gonna take over, blah 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 blah. It's a pitch that they're doing for enterprise customers of theirs, right? For you, realistically, even if it is Codex, even if it is like Gemini or anything, right? The By the way, recent one, Gemini launched their new version, Gemini 3.5 Flash. They're literally 3x their pricing from their previous 3.1 Flash version, right? So they're gonna keep squeezing the prices. They're gonna keep squeezing the price points and their cost to for their API credits. What you need to do as a content creator, business owner, agency owner, or just solo business entrepreneur, right, is you need to see like which tool excels uses as the best of the capability, and build your backups with local models, right? Because they will come, and that's why I'm gonna do a separate tutorial with like comparing all the local models only. I just wanted to compare the state of the art AI models with their harness agents, right? But that's the thing I want to say, right? Is if you don't have a backup, these guys are gonna jack up all their prices very, very soon because of the limited capacity, and then you know, just the pressure, right? You want to show profit, have burned a lot of money and stuff like that. Anyways, coming back to the point, right? We can discuss all this in the next session. The idea is, if we will be talking about, right, that's why as you build your businesses, just think on that, is you need to acquire one GPU, right? Whether it is a 5090 GPU by Nvidia, or whether it's a Mac Mini or MacBook, right? Just excel for that. That will be the investment, right? Right now I have like 3 devices, right? Two Mac Minis, two MacBooks, and then just all over the why, because I'm investing, because I know what these guys are gonna play, right? These guys are gonna pull the rug, like okay, just like how Claude Code is literally saying, like, we are not gonna allow you to basically use in a third-party agent SDK overnight. My use case, all my entire workflow and pipelines, I had to shift it because I was super reliant on them, right? And now I'm not making that mistake. While I'm using the state of the art models, I'm setting up my local models as well, one for this use case, one for that, and then owning it, right, instead of renting it, right? So that's the thing. Just focus, is you make at that much revenue, that should be your first investment that you do in this AI era, is get a freaking GPU, whether it is 4090 Nvidia RTX 4090, Nvidia's 5090, 3090, Mac Mini, if you want to go with the app, the specifically with the M5 chips. Get that. Once you get it will open up a lot of opportunities in the AI world, because you can run your own agent, your personal assistant, your image models, video models, audio models, and stuff like this. You don't have to pay for these third party. That's a one-time investment. Right now, I think 5090 costs you $3,000, right? And then a MacBook, a decent MacBook. So I got this MacBook Pro M5 latest, which costed me like $4,000, right? But it's an investment, right, that you're making right now, so that what you're paying $200, $100 every single month for that use cases, you will be saving not just on that, but you will be using it on demand without any restrictions, uncensored, private, local, and stuff like that, right? So my conclusion for this video, right, is not that okay, you shift everything to local models are not there yet. You need so many missing pieces, and that's my goal, right, with this channel, in this classroom, for this masterclass, right, is how can you connect pieces for local models, for them to be as good as the frontier paid models, so that whenever somebody pulls a rug, or whenever, for basic use cases, script writing use cases, you can do this. You don't need that. For coding use cases, you can do that, and stuff like that, right? For now, Codex wins, then Claude Code, then DeepSeek, and then Gemini. The best thing about Codex is it comes with the image generation capabilities as well, which gives you a much better value proposition as compared to the Claude Code $100 subscription. But again, Claude Code works great when you're like, for example, complex application and everything. But again, my goal is, if you can't use something as a pure agentic platform, right? That means to be able to access it from your phone, right, with your devices, and then to be able to access it not from just their own application, but with your own preferred application, whether it is Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram. I don't want to use any of that, right? And yes, there are now you might be wondering, what about the agents of like Hermes and OpenClaw and stuff like that? We'll be talking about that. But as a base benchmark, this is what they stand, no matter what the benchmark says. This is exactly, and I might be just judging based on the phone use case, but from my use case of writing the scripts, and script writing, copywriting use cases, image generation use cases, prompt generation, video pipelines, and everything, Codex best. Codex $100 subscription. Claude Code, even Codex you can do it at $25, and Claude Code as well, $25 subscription. So your stack should be Codex $25 subscription right now, right? And DeepSeek with $5, $10 in credits as needed basis. Gemini, you use it for your Gmail and everything, and that's what I prefer, right? From my use case, I might be wrong, and I might be completely irrelevant for your use case. So I'm open to know. I'm open for your feedback, but that's where it stands right now. Let me know what you think about this, and for the local models, what works and all, how to test them, how to install them. I will be showing that in the next tutorial. So I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you got a lot of insights from all the other different perspectives. And then I'll see you in the next tutorial. Till then, take care of yourself, your loved ones, and your health, and make sure prepare for the future by preparing the backups and then having all the pipelines set, so that regardless, your skills and your workflow should not be dependent. Don't marry a model, don't marry a company or an agent. Make sure your pipelines and workflow, that's what my goal is agent agnostic, right? That means regardless of which model comes in, your pipelines should work, so that the interoperability, right? I never pronounce that perfectly. Anyways, so that interoperability between those workflows and skills should be on par, right? So no matter what happens, right? Tomorrow, Codex now says that okay, we are also not going to allow the third-party agent SDK. Then you are screwed, right? You should not be. That's a goal. I'll keep supporting you. I'll keep sharing all the resources and the documents and the strategies and the codes and everything, just so that you can get up and running, because things are about to go roller coaster crazy. What's happening? And then I will be there to warn you every step of the way, to give you the guidance, give you the workflows, to give you the guides, those agents to level up without getting lost in this wild west of AI agentic era. All right, cool. See you in the next one. Till then, take care.